This is communicator competence. This is intercultural communication. This is service quality. Affects to student satisfaction. Actually, my presentation will be more than 3 minutes because I have to explain a little so that you all can understand my poor broken English.
Okay.
First of all, I have to start with introduction. Introduction is what is communication. And we all know how important communication is in our daily life. In fact, we can't do without communication. Communication is like everything we do, everything we live for. Because for you to achieve anything, you must communicate it, either verbal or non-verbal, which is verbal is communication, either spoken words, written words, and sign. While non-verbal is communication by gesture, sign, So on a daily basis, we communicate either through spoken, either reading information, either communicating in ourselves. Like that one is what always trigger decision making, because after reading, after talking with your fellow colleagues, you have to digest it, and from the digestion, it will trigger for you to make a decision. So, what is communication? Different scholars have it has millions definition on communication terms, but I choose the one I see as relevant and simple. It's a process. Why one will be transmitter, the other will be receiver. It's a process why the transmitter have to encode an information or a message, and they will send to the receiver in a channel which the content is the message, and the receiver will receive it. When he receives it, he will, because it's in code, he will interpret it, which is in code, and he will send it back as also a channel, send it back as a means of feedback. And how competent our communication is will determine the level of satisfaction. And for every organization to achieve success or to move in a greater height, there must be fluent communication level. That is the reason why in this study we are looking at international students' satisfaction towards administrative staff of the university. This comes to my problem statement. So, my problem statement is first, we know that for one to be satisfied, there must be a great or a level way of communication. So, the first one is communication competence. So, how level of communication competence from the administrative staff to international students? And if you checked it, based on that, some of the administrative staff they are not university graduates. Some of them are not fluent in English. And in that result or in that occasion, it's trigger unsatisfied to international students. This one, the other one is intercultural communication. In intercultural communication, different international students come from different backgrounds, come from different times, different tongues, different accents, that we make one not to be satisfied. Like sometimes when you are communicating with a local staff, sometimes when they do not understand what they say, they can say "Apa," in another language means another thing. And that is what we mean the problem in intercultural communication, you know. And when these are not good, communication competence, intercultural communication are not good too, it will affect the service quality. The service quality must be poor because the person you are rendering the service to does not understand your communication, and it will bring service quality poor. So in this service quality, I can use myself as example. I use myself as example. When I newly came, I'm not other computer or ITC literate. So I learned everything here. I wanted to add, because in my country we can add 14 courses. So when I see that we can add 6 here, I said, wow, this is more. I add 6, and due to the system that time, I add subjects, two subjects clash with the other. The time clash. So I went to them and told them, but because of the poor communication, they told me just go and meet the lecturer. I meet the lecturer as they said, and the lecturer said, it's okay. I never knew that I supposed to drop those 2 courses. And when I realized it was late. And after everything, after the exams, I passed the 4 courses that I attended the class. And normally the normal university way of calculation, they reducted up to 100 in my carry mark, and that made me unsatisfied. I nearly go back, but it was my coordinator, Dr. Nick, that advised me that I can pursue it, I can do it. Because this affects my CGP, I have to got 180 because of the 100 that have been reducted. And that also affects me from the first semester. I'm out of first class. No matter all my efforts, I am out of first class. So this is the poor service quality. When communication competence are not good, when intercultural communication are not good, the service quality will be very poor. Like you told us, this course or this study is significant or important because if these things are not well treated or are not well intervened, it will affect the educational industry in Malaysia, because when international students felt not be satisfied, most of them will go back. Not everybody will have the same grace to see someone to advise me that I can do it. And by the grace of God, today I finished my degree. I have done it. So not everybody have that same grace. So if hadn't been I did not meet him, or he did not spoke to me then, I should have been back in my country or elsewhere. So this is why it's very important that this should be looked into. Another one, the research gap. There are a lot of factors that can affect this student satisfaction. But because of, I can only focus on some and left some for other researchers. Like, I know that environment can be a factor, facilities or equipment can be a factor for student satisfaction, but because of I cannot cover all, it's a gap. I leave that for other researchers. Thank you. That's all for me. Thank you.
What kind of methods are you using to measure or to see the student satisfaction?
The method I will use is quantitative.
Quantitative?
Yeah. And I will use survey, questionnaire, through Google form or maybe hard copy. Not yet decide. So So that's the method.